everyone, welcome to the iPro syllabus at www.iprosyllabus.com and www.iprologic.com for the iPrologic calculator. This brief video tutorial is going to be a live real money play using an RNG and using, again, the predictor portion of the syllabus. We're going to jump right in and clock the time and see what we believe to be a mathematically impossible to lose system using the PRCs 1, 2, 3, and 4. We also strongly believe that using the iPro PRC predictor just with individual numbers will also generate a very lucrative income. And certainly we have no doubts that this should create or generate $50 or more within a half hour, if not certainly within an hour. So we're going to do this, and we're not going to use the calculator for this demonstration, just so we can show it to you that if you were using the calculator, profits would be even higher, would be even larger. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this before we get into actually playing. Obviously, the iPro syllabus has two modules, or actually two parts of the software. The PRCs 1, 2, 3, and 4, in which each number that is spun on the wheel, and if you're using the 9-number system, which we highly recommend, you would obviously put the numbers in as they come up on the wheel, which is just randomly putting in numbers here just to show you. And of course, it would start populating in each of the cells where it says PRC 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you have generated 9 individual numbers that have not repeated, I mean, it sometimes becomes a little bit of a task that between getting to 9 numbers, you may have a repeat. Then you'll have to start from where the repeat is. For instance, let's just say you, well, that was a hit because it turned green. But let's just say hypothetically this number repeated here. Okay, what you're looking at is where that repeat took place. It took place here. So which means you would have to really start right back over again looking for 9 numbers. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to use the PRC for the actual individual number, and we're using a split street or actually split number system. Okay, so let's clear this, and what we're going to do is we want to make clear our target is to make $50 within a half hour, and certainly I think that's achievable, and $100 an hour is more than achievable. If the average person was to even make $50 per hour, just 2 hours of play per day, okay, is still $100 a day, which is $3,000 a month for very little time. And if you're making $50 in a half hour, certainly it's $100 an hour. And if you played a minimum of even 2 hours a day, it's $200 a day. You're talking about $1,000 a week, folks. If any one of you is going to refuse $4,000 a month, then I mean that's just crazy. I mean, you know, the potential of this making thousands a month is obviously there. So we're going to jump right in. As you can see, there's a $500 bankroll, and we again insist if you're going to be playing with, obviously you should be using the calculator. Okay, and again, we're not going to be using it for this just so we can prove a point, but the calculator is going to, you know, allow you to set your targets that you desire per spin, and certainly you will be able to make even more money using the calculator. Certainly. Okay, but if you're going to be betting with $1 or more chips or units, as per se, that have a dollar value or more, you have to have a minimum of $1,000 or more. 1,000 to 1,500 is optimal. The more, the merrier. Okay, it's not like you're going to use all of it, but you need to have at least $1,000. So we've set that. If you're going to be playing with quarters, 25 cents, 40 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, you can start with a $500 bankroll, because if you had 50 cents and you have $500, it's obviously 1,000 units. So it's all about units, okay? It's all about disciplined money management, following our money management regime, and a stop loss. And the stop loss is 20% of your starting bankroll, and that's from day one, okay? So let's assume that you started with a bankroll of $1,000, for instance. Your stop loss is 20% of that, which is $200. Okay, and then you just call it a day. So what? Tomorrow's a new day. We have no doubt you're going to recover that within a day or two. Now, if your bankroll happens to grow to 3,000, your stop loss is not going to be 20% of 3,000, which is $600. It's going to be 20% of the original 1,000 that you started with. Bear that in mind. So let's log back in here and get cracked. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting with $500, which we do not recommend because we're going to be using $1 values. Okay, units, you should have 1,000 or more, but we're going to do this because we're confident. So we're going to go to table games, which we are here. Now, pay attention. This says play for free and play for real. We're going to play for real. We have no idea what the outcome is going to be, but we expect to be able to make $50 within 30 minutes or less. Okay, so we're going to open up. Okay, and what else? Sorry for the music. We'll stop that. Alrighty, and this is what we're going to do. All right, so first thing we're going to do is let's set up a time. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a time of 1:10. Okay, I'm going to say 1:10. And we're going to begin with 1:10, and we're beginning, we'll put here time. Okay, and we're going to put in here bankroll. Okay, which is 500. Okay, all right, so let's get cracking. Excuse me. First thing we're going to do is we're going to force a spin. See where we're at. Okay. Okay. Now, as you can see, we put one on red, one on black, just so we can force the wheel. It won't go unless we make a bet. So we have a starting bankroll of 500. So the number is 32. We're going to go to our predictor, and it says 26. So we're going to start with that. $2 there, and we're going to spin. Okay, so we had a miss, excuse me, and our next number is 11. So we have 26 and 11. So we're going to spin away, and we had our first hit. So we're at 530. So folks, we started at 110. It is 111. Okay, and we're already at $30 ahead. Okay, so now we're going to start back here. We're going to put in 10. Now, what you should do, and this is something I think I should make mention to you, once you've crossed $20 or more, the thing to do is not try to break the bank and make all your money in one sitting or one session. Once you've crossed $20, take a break. Log out completely from the casino. Okay? Come back 10, 15, 20 minutes later. Okay? So which means if you did 2 sessions in a half hour, you should be able to make between 20, well, obviously between 20, but should be able to make close to $50 a half hour. And if you can do that for 1 hour, that's $100 an hour. You play for 3 hours a day, it's $300. And if of course, if you're going to play for 30 days, it's $9,000 a month. But if you play, 5 days a week, you just play 2-3 hours, excuse me, you should be able to clear 1,000, 1,500, somewhere around there. Okay. So our first number is 10, as you can see here, and I did not log out, but I think I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's stop the clock and log out and come back in. Okay, so here we go. We started with 5. We're at 5:30. The time is 1:13. We're going to put that in here. So we logged out at 1:11 is when we made that profit, right? So in 1 minute we made, $30. Okay. So now we're logging in at 1:13. Excuse me, with a bankroll of 530. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to go here. As you can see, play for free, real money. Okay. And let's get cracking. Okay, I'm going to force a spin. And the number is 5. Let me put that in. So our first play is going to be predict a call for 36. So we're going to split it here, 33, 36, and we had a miss, 22. I'll put that in. It says 36 again. Because it says 36 again and we're already covered with our 2, we're going to revert to the last number that came down on the board. Okay, that's what you do when you have a number already covered. You just revert to the last number on the board, which is going to be here. Okay. Now, as you can see what we're doing, we had a miss, and now we put in here, it came in with 34. So we're going to put that in. 17 came down. And it's okay, perfectly normal to miss a few times. That's going to happen. Now we have 7 as the next number. 13 came down, not a problem. I mean, I'm not going to blame it on the fact that we just came right back and didn't take a 10-minute break, but we're just doing this for demonstration, even though it's with real money. It doesn't matter. We're just going to prove that point. Okay, so we're at 536, so we hit. Now what we're going to do is, obviously, we're going to clear this. Once you have a hit, you clear the predictor. Excuse me. So the first number is 34. Okay, we'll start with that. And 16. It says 14. And of course, you're splitting. What we never do is never leave the block of the dozens, okay? So 14 doesn't go here. And that's why, because you're not leaving the block. You stay in the block, okay? And people are going to say, well, why didn't you go to the top or why don't you go to the bottom? Because it's easier going to the side in case you have, let's say you had put it here and 15 came down, okay? Now you're going to end up going to the side with it? No. You just might as well just keep it going sideways. So it makes it, more easier for you to have multiple numbers in that same sequence. You'll see what we're talking about. Okay, see, if we had put 14 there, like what we did here, 14, 15, we would have hit. But in a case like, let's say 15 came down, we're not going to play it unless it's one of the numbers that we're covering here. Let's see. Okay, it's 31. But if 15 had came up, then obviously, or let's say 14 had came up, or 17, or 31, or 34, now we would have put it there. You understand? So that's why you just always go to the side. Okay, so our next number is 31. That is covered. Wow. Okay, so we're going to make our point. So there you go. Now you can put it to 15. If you had it covered 14, 15, then what were you going to do? Then you had nowhere to go because it was already covered, both of these numbers. So this is it. Now if you notice, 31 has been covered already. Okay, so we're going to revert to whatever the last number was on the board, which was 5. 26 came down. Again, using the calculator, you would have a very distinct advantage because you'll be able to make your profits and your targets. And why are we not using it? Because I choose not to for this demonstration, just to show you, even if I didn't use it, the profits would be less, but I would still be able to connect. Okay, I'm at 42. Okay, and I had a hit there, by the way. Okay, so it's 13, 13 here. There you go. Okay, let's look at the time, folks. My total bankroll is now $576. I was looking to make $50 within 30 minutes. Let's put the time in. It is now 576, and my time is 119. Folks, in 9 minutes, I've made $76 profit in 9 minutes. Okay, there it is, $76. I started with 500 and I made a $76 profit in 9 minutes. My bets were small. So if you were trying to make $100 an hour You've just made $76 in only 9 minutes. And by the way, that's total elapsed time, but we didn't play for 9 minutes. We played here for 1 minute and we made $30. Okay. Then we played here for 6 minutes. Okay. And we made $30 or $43, $46. So total time of 7 minutes. Now, again, what you do, you've crossed the 20 bucks, you take a break, log out of the casino, come back in, and go in there and make your money. Okay? Can I get this to 100? I have all the confidence in the world I can. I will log out and come right back in and show you. Okay, again, we're back. You should be taking a break. Certainly you should not be doing this. But again, I'm confident enough to show you that the system works. It's just magical. Okay, so we have a bankroll of 576, and we're going to start at 121. I just want to clear the. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I can make sure that this is clear here. Here we go. I'm going to clear it. Okay, so we're going to go down at 576. Let's put the time in. We'll put the time in when we're ready to start. Okay, so we're going to go to real. There you go. Play for real. Okay. The current time is 121. Okay. All we wanted to make was $50 in a half hour, which we did. Okay, we've done that in 9 minutes. Okay, so we'll start with, let's put the time in, and the time is 121. Okay, so first number is 3. I'm going to put in 3. And 2 came in. See, there's the same situation again, right? If we had put it here, like what we previously explained, you would have hit already and already been $30-something ahead. We're not doing that. Just go to the side, okay? So it's 3 again. Look at that, ironically, okay? So now we will obviously go to that. Okay, we use the last number off the wheel. Okay, so now it's 20. Okay. Okay, it says 16, so we have 3, and then we had the number off the wheel because we had a duplicate, and then we had 23, and then we had 7, and we rock and roll. 25 came down, I'll have that, and 0. This is an interesting situation. Because the 0 came down, we have nowhere to put it, so we're going to just use it here, because unless we do this and this and we split off, you're still only using $2 increments. So it's going to go here and here. And at a certain point, you do obviously turn around and increase, right? So we're going to do that in a second. So our next play is 30. Okay, so we're going to go here. And what we're going to do is now I'm going to increase. Again, use the calculator, and it'll give you the proper increments to increase to. Excuse me. Okay, so we're at 582. We had a hit and a clear. Okay, and last number was 13, so it's going to be 15. Okay, and that's it. End of story, guys. We're at 616. The time is now 124. If you tell me this is not a gold mine, then I don't know what else is. 616. Our profit is 616. The time is 124. We've done this in 3 minutes. Okay. We will conclude by saying this to the entire world. We started with a bankroll of 500 at 110. The time is now 124. In 14 minutes, we have made a profit. 14 minutes. And that's actual time, but not playing time. And playing time, it was 6 and 3, 9, and 1 is 10 minutes. So actual playing time, okay? Play time is 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we've made $116 profit. What do you think we're going to do in a half hour? We're going to be at $150 easily in a half hour, which means we're going to clear, on an average, again, $100 an hour. But this is not going to be. If we did this at this current pace, we should, even if we took the rest of the half hour off and we came back and played again, we would end up clearing a minimum of $200 an hour. At this pace, though, if we cleared another 100 within the next 30 minutes of play, we're basically clearing $400 an hour. It's that simple, or at least $300 an hour. For the conservative players, there should be no reason you're not going to make $100 an hour. There should be no reason you should not make at $50 an hour. Okay, this again, if used correctly, you should make thousands per month, and that's why we say stick to making 2, 3, maybe 400 a day. That's still over 10,000 a month, and stay under the radar so you can avoid being shut down by any casino. Once again, we started with 500, we ended up with 16. You made $116 in actual airtime of 14 minutes. You can get the iPro syllabus at iprosyllabus.com, and you can get the iProLogic calculator at iprologic.com. Hope to see you on the other side, and go out there and make some money.